Hello, how are you today? I just came back from work. Actually, I came back like an hour ago, 8, and you know, kind of unwind a little bit. I didn't change my clothes though, but we'll do that later. So, feedback. I got amazing feedback from my friends. I sent out a link to my video that I posted this morning and to a few of my friends, and they gave me really valuable insight to the video, to what they thought, and it's really great data for me that's experimenting on, progressing on YouTube or progressing on how to speak and convey message clearly and things like that. So one thing about data that I'm gonna start learning more, or start really focusing on, is are the numbers. This is very like simple, but I sent it out to 17 of my friends, actually 16 of my friends, and 7 got back to me. So sure, if you are in the numbers game, these are people that already know me. It's not like people that I am approaching just like that. So of course, 7 of them came back to me on the same day, and I'm pretty sure the rest will, like, eventually they will on their own time send back their feedback. But it was just interesting how people reacted to this information. Anyways, I digress. So let's go with the first feedback. It's all experimenting. Keep feeling freedom to be self-expressed is my only advice. Feedback is great. That can cover lighting, sound, background, etc. But I think the best thing you can do is volume, amount of content, and experimentation to see what resonates and do more of that. Being you and high volume will cause your people to find you and you to find what works. I don't believe there are rights or wrongs, do's and don'ts in social media. And then note, he also said, I did practice the advice in your video and it was good. So I'm going to keep the names of my friends private, but thank you for that. And I do appreciate you taking the time, everybody that sent me that feedback. I do appreciate the time that you gave me, because your time is valuable, and you really didn't have to do it. So for this, yes, you're so right, because experimenting is something that is exciting, and it's in the experimentation that I can learn more of what to do and what not to do. And as we were talking about fears earlier, or not knowing how to express ourselves, so this is one of the things where it gets stuck in my mind, that I am learning how to express. So my blockage was, I don't know what I should be talking about. I don't know if it's going to resonate. I don't know if it's of value, things like that. But if I don't put information out there, how will I be able to get the feedback? Exhibit A, the feedback that my friends gave me. If I don't put that information out there and in as much volume as I can, who's to say that I will get the feedback that I need in order for me to continue? So that blockage, I need to release that. I need to understand that everybody had a starting point, and this is mine. So yay. And thank you also. I'm so happy that it helped you. Honestly, me saying, even though I am feeling this way, even though I'm feeling fearful that I don't know what the outcome of putting myself out there will be, I'm still going to do it because I believe that there is a part of me that needs to be shared. There is a message that needs to be shared. So I think me focusing on that message that needs to be shared, even though I don't know it yet, is important. So let's go on the second feedback. That was a nice video, and I agree with you, and I agree with what you said. It's not easy to rationalize with yourself and getting to the root of the problem. So being able to self-reflect is great. I think the video is very relatable. Thank you. Yeah, so for that was a aha moment when I learned that it's okay to have these negative thoughts. Because growing up, I guess, I'm not going to say like, family or anything, but growing up, I believe that it's more so like be positive. And then for me, in my experience, I'd never really known how to express or let out the negativity, even though I don't feel that you should let out your negativity towards other people, but I was never aware that how to, let's say, let out the negativity with myself. Like, why am I this way? Or questioning the negativity. That's where I think I want to go. So questioning that should not be scary. I should tell myself, this should not be scary. This is just me evolving. This is just me understanding deeper the root, as my friend said, the root of the problem. And that step, I have to say, it is fearful. It is scary, because it's kind of questioning all of the things that, maybe your parents said to you or society said to you. It's kind of, or if we're talking about manifestation, which I am getting into, I'm learning about that. You get gurus or coaches that say, think positive, or think from the end, which I believe that you should, but also, like removing all of these limiting beliefs is also important. And me having to do that, I feel, in my experience, made me feel a lot better, because after having released that, I don't think about them anymore, or I don't see them as like mountains that I can't climb. All right, let's go to the third feedback. Well, that title alone is something I just talked to my therapist about. Thank you for the conversation. I find that just the sentence alone is beautiful, and it got to me, because knowing that you're not alone, as awful as this may sound, but it's also reassuring that you have other people that are in the same position, so it kind of feels like, all right, let your guard down a little bit. And I can also open up a little more to people that are in a similar situation as me. And thank you for the conversation. I think this is a beautiful thing. And I told my friend that, I was like, I think I'm gonna keep this. Maybe this is gonna be the title of like these little things that I'm doing, these little videos, because thank you for the conversation is so inviting. It's kind of like, hey, let's have tea, let's have coffee or whatever. And then another was, this was so good. I agree checking in with yourself and really looking at things that make you feel bad to see why. Once you know the why, you can start to make a change. Thank you for this, lovely. No, thank you. All right, there's another one, but first, give me a minute. I have tea brewing. I'm gonna be right back. Okay, shall we continue? All right. I did not like how you disappeared to get coffee, but the message still aligns with him. But can you shorten the time of delivery? And similar, another same kind of feedback. Too much space between me and getting the coffee, but it's very important to do the first check-in with yourself in the morning, meditate, and clear your thoughts. So, how is this? I went to get tea, but I also told you that I'm going to go get some tea. Give me a minute. And I made sure that I place the comments, the feedback prior so that you get an idea of the topic of the video so that you're not anticipating, oh, what does she have to say, because I want to get to the point. The reason why I'm doing this differently to see if you find it more appealing is because I want to try to do as little editing as possible. Let's face it, I am not good at editing at all. Yes, there's CapCut. I want to focus on production. Well, yeah, on volume, just like my friend said in the beginning, volume, so that I can see how I can convey the message. So things that I can work on probably is how I speak, right? The amount of pauses that I do, that I have. And that would mean for me that I would have to create like this bullet point of things that I want to talk about. And if I want to create less editing, I would have to do it that way. But there are times where I also want to have this flow of speech and the thought process, because I want this to be a conversation with you. And maybe in the future, if I get big or if I get some form of, momentum and people subscribing, maybe I will have people that will help me with the edits, or maybe I will also learn how to edit myself in a better way. I also think that I should be prioritizing on my focus. What is my focus? And my focus is right now should be on volume and the content that I'm producing. So am I conveying the message that I need to clearly? Do I have a message? What am I doing? Etc., etc. So did I deliver? Let me know. Okay, so we have one more, and that one is kind of long, but I kind of summarized a little bit, but I do find a lot of value in this feedback. Okay. It aligns with me as a person. Your words are refreshing, beautiful, soulful, and brave. Ooh, so that word, we're gonna circle back to the points, the things that struck me, but let me finish reading. We've been conditioned to not let this or that in, or not allowed to process certain things with the fear of messing the whole day up. because it will hinder what we're trying to manifest. Feelings are fleeting, but that doesn't mean that we should downplay or reject them. Trust your instinct. The pauses and thought process is being authentic. Different from the clean cuts and AI stuff out there. You pausing is really a healthy way for people to see how you are forming your thoughts in real life, because it's more human. So he said also, we're trying to connect, not separate. That is a goal. And yeah, that was the gist of it. So let's talk about this. Brave. I admire this. I'm very grateful that you commented this word, because honestly I didn't know that I would get feedback or not. And yeah, I know the video is getting long, but this is the last of it. This is the last feedback, so bear with me. So brave because I had so much anxiety making the video, but there's also this other pull inside of me that was like, I need to make something, because I always tell myself I'm going to start this and then I don't finish it. And the don't finish it, those are the blocks where I'm either fearful of what other people are going to think, but also when you look at, people that we admire, they do these things in spite of fear, in spite of what goes on in their minds, because we are not our thoughts. We are we are probably what actions we do based on the thoughts that arise. So that was, to me, I thank you for that. Trust your instinct. Yes, this I am learning to trust my instinct more and more, and it's becoming something that I have to cherish myself for, because there are days where I don't know what my instinct is and I want to develop it more. So awesome. Okay. Thought process in forming thoughts in real life. Yes, for me, I have to say, so English is not my first language, so I think differently. So I either think in my languages, or it takes me a while to formulate things. I like to create the story or tell the story based on my experience and then get to the point. What I've noticed is that not everybody is that same way, and our attention span are very, very little. Case in point, my sister, she's like to the point. She is a very different dynamic, right? Where she's like, get to the point. She gets to the point. She's very eloquent in how she speaks, and she conveys the message. And that's where I want to get to. That's where I aspire to be. Get the message out, and then create your experience, or share your experience. But sometimes when you're having a conversation, things happen. So that's a goal. So is it gonna happen? Is it not? We'll see. Okay, is there anything else? Okay, something big. We're trying to connect, not separate. So this is so beautiful, because we're human, and at the end of the day, it is about connection. So I want you to connect with me. I want to connect with you, and we form conversations that way. So let me know in the comments what you thought, and I will see you tomorrow, I think, as I am doing a challenge, a 30-day challenge to probably post one video a day. So let's see how that goes. Again, the fear, is it gonna happen? Is it not? But I'm putting it out there. All right, ciao.